I'm never gonna get the handle on lighting. Hi cuties! So we are at my desk today. It's the last day of my 3-day vacation. My unintended vacation. Just got scheduled off for 3 days, woohoo! And during this vacation, I was gonna try to finish plotting out Book 4 of Ashport, but my brain is all melted from doing that today. So we're gonna take a break, and I realized on my little USB drive, I have all of the stories that I have ever written. I still have ones that I wrote when I was like 12. And this whole writing thing really started. I do remember the first story I ever wrote. It was by hand and I never transferred it. And that was called The Elementals. It was a blatant Sailor Moon ripoff because I was obsessed with Sailor Moon when I was 12. So today I thought we would take a look at some of my original writing. Oh God. This is gonna be bad. So on Facebook, I asked for 3 numbers between 1 and 219. Yeah, I have 219 files. Not all of which are stories. Some of them are just outlines. Some of them are character lists and stuff. But I have quite a few stories in here. So we're only gonna go over 3. And they're all really, really, really old. Oh God, so let's just get started. So the first story was number 12. And that is... title's so stupid. It's called Breaking the Rule. I think this was when I was super into the anime Battle Athletes. I'm just gonna read you my little prologue. I'm just looking at it and I'm like, this is awful. I can't. Let's just read it. In character. The world has really changed. It is the year 2874 and the universe has united ... Finally. There have been discoveries of different races throughout the universe. Different quadrants are ruled by leaders. Now, one of the leaders is President Lana Warreen. It's a terrible name. Although many oppose the new system of rule and wish to bring down Warreen and the 3 other rulers, President Karn Ulo, President Gelio, President Gelio Ferunaba, and President Ergo Plinipon. What the hell? No one yet knows who is organizing the attacks. What attacks? I didn't even mention any attack. But this story is about the 5 students who will find out. The system of education has changed. There are several schools that still teach arithmetic, science, and politics. There is a school called the Academy, which trains students to become powerful soldiers, military officials, bodyguards, agents, etc. But there are 5 very special students in our, I already mentioned this, guys, in our story named, what were the names? Clint Aaron, Gray Coles, Jex Rint, Elena Knox, and I know this person's the main character or possibly the self-insert, Demens Schultz. We begin our story at Clint Aaron's house where his new destiny begins. That's the prologue. It's so bad! The next 5 scenes are basically each student finding out that they got into this academy. So Demens is definitely the character that isn't really a self-insert, but she's basically a projection of what I wanted to be at this age. And I think I wrote this one in middle school? 8th or 9th grade, I think, is when I wrote Breaking the Rules. And by the way, it's unfinished. Most of these stories are unfinished. This story is only 10,466 words. So it's only 22 pages. Most of my early writing, none of it's been finished, except for like 3 stories. And one of which we'll talk about today because it was chosen. So Demens is definitely the character I wanted to be because I gave her purple hair, oh, excuse me, wavy purple hair and shimmering silver eyes. She's the one with a troubled family who didn't want her to go to the academy because she has a secret. Her father says the minute they find out what you are, they will kick you out. She has a superpower where she forms a large white ball in her hand. I think it's an energy ball. I was really obsessed with energy balls. That doesn't sound right. I was very bad at developing magic and magic rules. Let's go on to, oh God, I don't even know where to go. Oh, I just figured out. So her race, Demens's race is called Fugarin. They do sphere using. I don't know what that means. Oh, this is so bad. Okay, well, I have to actually show you some of the actual writing that I did. And by the way, the character of Dex is Demens's love interest. Because Jex is a variation of a lot of J names that I used for guys in my old days of writing. I used a lot of bad names, guys. I just made them up. as you can tell. All right, so this is the scene I'm gonna read you guys. A lot of dialogue, so I wanted to read it. This is all 5 students are now going to dinner. Later, the group left downstairs to go to dinner. They all sat down together and talked about the upcoming year. Great introduction. Terrible description. I swear tactics is going to be the worst class. It's so boring, Clint said. Yes, but it's very informative and it helps when you're in those situations, Gray said. But they make it so boring, Clint whined. I heard they have a new instructor, Sergeant Ronan. That was another name I loved. He's supposed to be a very good instructor, Elena said. I'm just waiting for flying, Jex said. I take it you want to be a pilot? Demens said to him with a smile. There's a little bit of addition there. I would love to. I love the adrenaline rush of battling in space while controlling a big hunk of metal. He smiled back. And then we get the good stuff. Hand-to-hand combat, Clint said. I'm ready to get in there and punch people. Oh boy. Even girls, a voice said. They all looked up and saw a tall, muscular man. He had long, wavy blonde hair and emerald green eyes. Elena looked as if she was going to drool. My name is Loden. I'm going to be in your training group. It's a pleasure to meet you, Loden, Gray said. I'm Gray. This is Clint, Jex, Elena, and Demens. It is very nice meeting you. Congratulations, Elena and Demens. He took Demens' hand for making it into the academy. Few women get in here. He kissed Demens' hand. Jex felt a rush of anger flood his face. He repeated to Elena, thanks. Demens wiped her hand on her skirt. My main girls were always disinterested in guys. I look forward to seeing such beautiful women as you both are in class. I look forward to seeing you in class, Elena said. Clint looked as if he was going to jump up and punch Loden in the face. Like, boys, you don't own these girls, all right? They can flirt with whoever they want. Well, I'll see you tomorrow. He smiled at the girls once more and left. Womanizer, Jex said. Pervert, Demens said. You mean you don't like that guy? Jex asked her. Are you kidding? Look at me and my wavy blonde hair and my sparkling blue eyes. Fall for me, women. Bow and worship. Ick. Demens mocked him. Jex relaxed a bit. Oh no, and then they asked Demens what kind of guy she likes. And she says, I guess ones who will break the rules from time to time. Roll credits. Oh God. Okay, that's it for this one. We're closing that and never opening it again. Okay, so the next one... Oh boy. You know the anime Read or Die? We're in that phase. So this next story that I got was The Three Sisters of Pain. I'm already in pain just looking at this. And of course there's another little mini prologue. And this one is much shorter. This one's only 13 pages, 5,970 words before I gave up on it. This was around the same time as Breaking the Rules. I think this was definitely 9th grade. The prologue. I don't know why did I introduce it like this? This is so stupid. Don't break the fourth wall already. This story is quite odd indeed, especially as it is centered in our world. There is a secret organization called, it's not really secret, it's national, the National Paranormal Society, which searches for people with strange powers. Recently, they have found a strange girl by the name of Kira, who has strange powers. Good thing, because they're looking for people with strange power. She can heal, camouflage, she can form wings to fly, and has great strength. They have located the whereabouts of the 3 others. Located whereabouts of 3 others with similar qualities. Ooh, I already give away the main plot. The NPS is searching them to power a machine that will allow them to rule the world with these people as their main military system. A lot of my stories end up being very anti-military. Oh, okay, so there are 3 sisters. So who's the other 2? Hold on. Okay, so we have Kira, Ursula. Ursula's the pretty one. And Rhine. Rhine is the self-insert. Oh, and there's Darren. Darren is the love interest. By the names I already know. Those are patterns. There are certain patterns that I follow. Or used to. Oh man. Okay. Oh, what do we do? Where do we start? This is not clearly divided at all. What are their powers? Wait. Okay, so we already described what Kira's powers are, kind of. Ursula can talk to animals. I don't remember what Rhine does. She probably flies on a board. I think that's this story. So Kira in the beginning is already working for the NPS. She finds Ursula and immediately recruits her. And then they find Darren and Rhine together because they're orphans together, I guess, living on the run. So they're in a forest looking for the 3rd girl. Let's just dive into this nonsense. This way, Ursula followed Kira through the forest. They came to an old shack. Ursula stepped on a stick. They suddenly heard footsteps from the shack. Hello? Is anyone there? Kira called. Oh, that's bad. Oh, Ursula talked and then, no, that's not the same paragraph. Bad idea. Ah! Kira! Ursula said. She found a dagger at her neck. The wind began to rise, and Kira was lifted into the air and pinned to a tree. What do you want? The girl who was holding Ursula said. She had raven black hair and shining green eyes. Another obsession of mine. She seemed only about 11 years old. Dang, I started her young. Oh, I think we have a time jump. I think this is still a prologue, technically. Why have you come? A small boy emerged from the shack. He had his hand in the air holding the wind steady so Kira couldn't move. The boy had long brown hair and hazel eyes. He and the girl were both wearing rags and were extremely dirty. We've come to help you, Kira said. We don't need any help, the girl said. My name is Kira. This is Ursula. I'm with the National Paranormal Society. We've been tracking you and your powers. We both have some as well. We do not want to provoke you or anything. We just want to help you. National Paranormal Society? That's rich, the boy said. It's true. We are a secret organization that seeks out people like yourselves and helps bring them back to society. Okay, so this is kind of Read or Die plus X-Men. Kira looked at the girl holding Ursula. She saw that she wasn't holding a dagger at her neck. Oh, she had the bone daggers! Rip off! Woo! But the dagger was protruding from her arm. Please, we want to help you. We don't need any help, the boy screamed and thrust his other hand in the air. A bolt of lightning shot down. Ursula thrust her hand up and the bolt shot off in another direction. How did Ursula do that? I don't remember. Maybe Ursula has more powers than just animals. You see, we are like you, cast out of society. This organization has agreed to help us, Ursula said, and perform experiments on us, the girl said and gripped Ursula tighter. When she got out of your grip, idiot. That's what I thought, Ursula said 5 minutes ago. No, they only test you to see what powers you have. Then they help to train you and make you like me as an agent to help protect people, Kira defended. People who have shunned us from the world, the girl said angrily. If we help, we will be accepted by the world, Kira said. The boy and girl looked at each other. And I promise if you come with us and don't like it, you are welcome to leave. If you do like it, then welcome aboard. The boy nodded at the girl. He put his hand down on the wind. That was easy. Wind died down. Kira landed on the ground. The girl let go of Ursula. They stared at her arms as the dagger slowly returned back into her arm. What are your names? Ursula asked. They paused for a moment. I'm Darren. This is Ryan, the boy said. You promise we can leave if we don't like it? Ryan asked. I promise, Kira said. Okay, they both said. Oh yeah, she does fly on a board. Can you fly? Kira asked. Yes, Darren said. Ryan walked into the shack and pulled out a wooden board. Yes, Ryan said. Follow me! Kira spread wings and flew off. Ursula flew off with Auric, who is the bird. I think it's an eagle that holds her. Darren flew into the air without the use of anything, and Ryan, she basically skateboards into the air. Okay, I'm leaving it at that. And they're so stupid. Like, Ryan and Darren didn't know what freshen up meant. So Ryan finds out that it's all a scam, but Darren gets brainwashed into staying, and so the girls all escape. So chapter 1 was basically a big prologue. Then they age up, and Kira, Ursula, and Ryan are all living together and hiding themselves. They have guns now, and oh my god. Ryan now has to infiltrate a high school. That's where this was going. So that's the plot of this terrible, terrible story. It's blatant Read or Die ripoff / X-Men ripoff. Oh, that was bad. That was bad, bad, bad. The last story that was selected has a bit of a backstory. The story that was selected is called Odd Book 4. This is one I finished. This is one I have a whole series of. So the original Odd series has 6 books in it, and I don't think I finished book 6. Let me open it really quickly. Oh, the dedications are terrible. So book 6 is like half done. Oh, because book 6 wasn't supposed to happen! Oh my god! It ends on book 5, and then I do like years and years later. So anyway, back to what I was saying. So Odd is a Harry Potter ripoff. I have the original iterations of it here, and then realized at some point how Harry Potter-ish it was and changed it a bit. It's still very Harry Potter, but oddly enough, oh, I didn't even mean to do that. You can still read books 1 through 4 on Wattpad. I was going to write one more of it, and then I stopped because it's terrible. I've rewritten this series several times, and it's terrible, but it's like my trash. So every book has a new main character, and so book 1 deals with Dawn, who's basically Harry Potter. Book 2 deals with Ethan, who is Dawn's love interest and also a prince. Book 3 deals with Shadow, And Shadow was like the character that I cared about. And then book 4 is Kai, who is Shadow's love interest. Their love story is an enemies to friends to lovers thing, because I am trash for that. And the thing about Shadow is that, because you're gonna see this because this is book 4 now, Shadow is a secret agent for the Flying Castle. It's like the CIA of the Ministry of Magic. And I just have to tell you, this was my random girl phase. So the dedication in this book is to anyone who believes that radioactive bow ties will rule the world. I have no way to explain this to anyone. That's a thing that I wrote on paper. Oh, if I could go back in time, I would kill little me. And I also went by a fake name. I went by a pen name, and this is a name I made up in high school because I misread a Spanish word in my Spanish class, and it came out like this. So the first name is Eugene, and there is a character in here named Eugene because I love that name because it just means like, it sounds like the dorkiest, stupidest name, but they're always like this super awesome person. And then the last name is Chichinango. I don't remember the Spanish word I was trying to say, but there it is. Eugene Chichinango, for a lot of these stories, is my pen name. Shadow's full name, by the way, is Shadow Ann Mystery. But it's spelled M-I-S-T-U-R-R-Y. It's so dumb! And this book is 95 pages long, and it's called The Alliance. Book 4 is The Alliance in this version. This is the early version. This is not the new version that's on Wattpad, so this is very different. This is the first real iteration of Odd. I don't even know where this really is because it's so different. Okay, I have to look at this. This is the end of chapter 2. Okay, this is just the ending few paragraphs and dialogue. The group went to the feast that night. There was nothing really special about it. There was food, there was talking, there was Shadow getting annoyed with Eugene, because Eugene has a crush on Shadow, or a fake crush on Shadow. Everything felt like the old days when they didn't worry about Terrace. Terrace is my Voldemort, but they knew that feeling wouldn't last. Shadow and Dawn left the feast to find their new room on the 3rd level of the dormitories. The room was slightly bigger than what they were used to. When they first walked in, they just stood there for a moment. "We're almost done," Dawn said with amazement. "Yep. We're still alive." "Yep. I'm tired." "Yep. Good night." Dawn crawled into her bed. "Yep," Shadow added her final answer before crawling into bed. That was her final answer. Yep. I have to show you my terrible romance writing. That's important. What is that name? I just scrolled. There's a new teacher who stutters. Hello, Quirrell. His name is Professor Torkelson. I can't name for shit. So there is a guy who's a masked man who's basically Shadow's boyfriend, sort of, not really. But that's actually Kai in disguise. Shadow is spying. So Shadow has now left everybody and she's walking down the street. So she was just going to head back to school, but suddenly someone pulled her into an alley and covered her mouth. He struggled to fight back, but his grip was tight. And the mystery man speaks in his mind, by the way. He's telepathic. "It's me." She tried to look, but realized it was the mystery man. That's literally what she calls him, because she has no idea what to call him. "Listen closely," he instructed and brought her below a window. "So what's the new target?" a gruff voice asked. "Well, that little brat has got earth and air stuck under his eye. Boss wants us to take the one she doesn't know about. We could probably take him right under her nose." The other man laughed. "Ha ha ha ha. What's the target?" "I think you mean who." "All right, who's the target?" "He goes to school there. Boss says that he's some real power in a ring that's pretty valuable. One of a kind. He's going to be our darkness." So Terrace is like gathering these element things. This is very different from the new plot. It comes from a pretty powerful line of Midnight Walkers. "One of those, huh?" I don't even know what the hell Midnight Walkers are anymore because he is a different race in the new iteration. "We're gonna need some reinforcements for him, that's for sure." "No kidding. What's the name?" "Boss says that he goes by Kai." Shadow's eyes widened. "When should we go after him?" "I don't know. We need to get the others soon too or Boss will be pissed." Shadow struggled to hurry and run, but the mystery man kept her there. "Boss also says that we better get sly about this thieving stuff, especially with Mystery around." Oh, they know her name in this one. "I heard he's terrified of her." "Well, after the damage she did him last year, I don't blame him. That Mystery chick is a monster." She is. I'm glad we didn't suffer too much damage from her while getting that dragon from them. I'm glad we didn't get burned from that dragon. The man cackled and the two left the room they were in. The mystery man let her go. Okay. Here we go. I'm going to kill Kai. No, he knows something about this and I'm gonna make him tell me she went to leave. Wait, I missed you. Shadow stopped and turned to him. Why didn't you show up? I don't know what he was supposed to show up to. I think there was a dance. I was detained because of the attack. I'm sorry. He pulled her to him. I've been missing you for a long while. He pulled her chin up and planted a kiss on her lip. She slowly pulled away. The next line is great. That's nice, but I really gotta run. Oh my god. She jumped on her broom and soared off back to the school. Just leaving him there. Well, that's early romance for me. Oh no! I just saw there's an about the author section. It's terrible. Well, another installment is finally finished. Eugene Chichinango has taken a while to get this done and is ready to start the next one. Hopefully it'll be out soon, but by the time you read this, it could already be done and been sold in stores for $29.95. No. 1, way too expensive for a book. 2, this is never getting published. Eugene Chichinango will be leaving the country soon, so don't bother trying to track down Eugene Chichinango. Eugene Chichinango likes Caesar salads. What? This was bad. So that is all the time that I'm going to spend on reading my old writing. If you would like me to show you some more terrible, terrible writing, put a number between 1 through 219 down below, and we'll see how I can put it in another installment if you guys liked watching me react to my terrible old writing. Sometimes you have to go back and see how far you've come. All right, cuties, I will see you next time. Bye!